name is Assis. I'm one of the main developers behind the Gimmer platform, and today in this video I want to show you some of the aspects behind the backtesting features in the latest demo version. So, we can start up by opening the app and registering. So, let's do it. We can register by hitting up the sign up button. I'm gonna create a new user. I'm gonna use my own email. Now, the registration from this application is completely different from the Gimmer website. So even though they actually look really similar, this application, the Gimmer Bitcoin bot, it actually runs without connecting to the Gimmer server. So you only depend on the interior network and the exchanges. You never depend on our website for your bots to work. So let's just sign up. And now we have access to the main Gimmer UI for the demo. So here's going to be the entrance point for each user where we can share news and see the progress of all the running bots. So here on the right you can see the feed and all the news and everything that we have implemented so far. And here let's go to the main feature of the demo. We have some other stuff here, but the main feature is the bots. So I'm just gonna go ahead and create a bot. I'm gonna hit blank and I'm gonna name it test bot. I hit next. So here you need to accept the terms. So to say that you are responsible for the risk that exists. Because as you all know, crypto trading has risks and the bots can always be right. So you have to accept that in the case of anything happening, you are responsible for the risk that happens. So anyway, we're just gonna hit accept. And now I have my bot here. I'm gonna edit. I can change the color here just to add some flair. Add a description, just another test bot. And I'm gonna change to the exchange to Bitfinex from Poloniex. This actually changes some things from here, from the strategy. So by going from Poloniex to Bitfinex, we actually have different options here. So with the exchange Bitfinex here, we have the option of adding a public key and a secret key here. So this allows the Gimmer bot to actually trade using your Bitfinex account and your live money, and so you can actually run this bot live. But actually, this is only a closed version that we have only for our team members, as we are currently testing and making sure that everything works alright. So when you have your account here, it's gonna show you how much you have currently, how many funds you have in your account, and you can just say like, I'll use 50% of my total funds to trade, and then we can go ahead and set a strategy of trade. So for example, I'm gonna do a trade strategy as we don't want to do margin at the moment, and I'm gonna do a quotation in US dollars. So let's do a first test in Ether, because Ether actually had some good moments. First to test. The indicator mode here is related to the indicators here. We're gonna talk about this in a sec. The period, I'm just gonna live in 15 minutes. This is how the data is going to be carried about the indicators. The indicator interval is how many times the indicator is checked. So if I put it on minutes 15, it means the indicator that is enabled will be checked every 15 minutes. So if I have like Ishimoku clouds, which is I'm going to test it here, the Ishimoku clouds is going to be running every 15 minutes. So if the Ishimoku clouds show up that it needs to buy, it's gonna check every 15 minutes if it needs to buy or sell. And the safety interval is exactly the same thing, but for the safeties, which runs completely independent. And this is only for like when extremely different things happen to the market, like an extremely some pump and dumps or some other crap. So if the price goes like completely different, suddenly like you can add a stop loss, like if you lose more than 10%, for the love of God, just sell. Or if you have like 150% of profits, just hold it, just sell it, so you can enter the profit. But of course, on markets that are actually exploding, this won't be useful. So for now, for testing, we're just gonna leave them disabled. So let's just do a backtest of 1 week and see where we end up. I'm gonna go here from the month of February and I'm gonna run a backtest. So now the application is directly downloading the tick data directly from Bitfinex, and it's running all the information that we've input here together with all our source code behind, and it's computing all the buys and sell points that it should have on this 10 year and on the 7 days of testing. So okay, we have 7.60% of profit on a 7-day period. As you can see here, the bot the Ishimoku indicator told the bot to buy at 878, and the next day it actually sold twice. It actually lost a little bit of money here, and it lost it again. But in the next day it made it 1.18. And then it made 3.26 and 3.41, and even though it actually lost kind of a little bit there, it made up the money in the long run. We can also check with Bitcoin in the same period, so we can make sure that to see how much we would have earned if we were using Bitcoin instead of Ethereum. Well, we also need to know that the indicators matter. So we need to get the best strategy for the current coins we are trying to trade. So here I got actually 6% on this period of 7 days by only using on both these backtests. I'm only using Ishimoku clouds, which is usually the best indicator. But a combination of these four can make the strategy way smarter. But you have to. The only real issue is finding the correct parameters that can actually combine together and finding out the strategy that actually makes the most amount of profit. Also, if you're running a live version of the bot, currently the backtest won't show up that. But if you're running a live version of the bot, you can potentially just choose like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, and all of them would be checked at the same time, and the bot would actually buy the best coin to buy. So it will show up what coin has the tendency to explode the more. So that's actually something that the bot calculates and tries to work around and tries to get the best coin that's going to get the best return. So, but in backtest, this actually doesn't work. So we can only test with one coin offline. And well, as I said, not everything can work like just up front. This default strategy doesn't really work at this time for XRP. And of course, XRP had some very different variations at this time. In the tab balances here, you can see the live bot running if it's currently active. As you can see here, it's off because we don't have an API key. So here it would theoretically show the account balance, the total amount that the bot has earned, and the total returning percentage, and it will show the live position of the bot. So it shows if the bot is pending towards more of a long position or a short position. Here it actually shows exactly. This is actually an arrow, so you can see the position. It goes straight up. You can actually see the moment it crosses this line here. This white line is the moment it buys, and the moment it sells, it goes. This line here is the moment it sells. It's quite interesting to watch it happening live. We're actually gonna start a live streaming of this, so stay tuned to check it out. And finally, the activities would show all the interactions the bot has done when trading live, but for this video we're only testing offline, so that's about it. So that was a quick overview of the Gimmer's demo. Soon we'll be showing all the live tests, so with a live bot trading. So stay tuned to see that.